shame the devil. I love being black. I appreciate you guys, which we're working on a lot of information for us. We want everything to be straight. We trying to bring accurate information as possible because let me make sure I get a click in and make sure okay video. And I want you guys to come on in and we're going to talk about Chicago news. And everyone is talking about violence in Chicago right now, but almost nobody is telling you what's actually causing it. See, it's one thing to talk about it, then it's another thing to tell you what's really causing it. And that's real talk. Real talk. So we're going to break down a lot of things that's going on here in the city of Chicago. And it's going to be live, uncut, unedited. And this is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. I appreciate you guys coming on here, bearing with me. It's been a while that I've been on here live, doing a lot of things in the community, working hard, but I'm still working for the community. I'm still here. I appreciate everyone. And for those that are just tuning in, everyone is talking about violence in Chicago right now. But almost nobody is telling you what's actually causing it. And that's real talk. Now, you can point out the shooting. You can point out the teen trends. You can point out all these things. But what is really causing this crime? And that's what I want to kind of break down today for us. My name is Martin G. Johnson, a.k.a. the Crime Chaser. I am the Crime Chaser. I am the Chicago Crime Chaser. I want to let you know that. Don't make no mistakes about that at all. All right. Appreciate you guys. Now, a lot of us, we've been on social media lately, and we've been seeing all the clips, fights on the Redline, large group of teens downtown in Hyde Park, things getting out of control. We've seen that. And the conversation always goes the same way. People blame the city. They blame the police. They blame these kids these days. You know, I don't like to use the word kids, but they blame the teenagers. But here's the problem. There's surface level expectations. No, I'm sorry, explanations. And it's missing something bigger. Now, we're going to dig deep into this because it's happening right now in Chicago. It is just not random. It's being driven by a mix of social media, the environment, and real world consequences that are all colliding at the same time. Now, let me say it again. I want to say it real quick. Now, what's happening right now in the city of Chicago isn't just a random, but it's being driven by a mix of social media, environment, and real world consequences that all are colliding at the same time. And once you see it, you can unsee it. And that's real talk, people. I can prove to you right now that there's a combination of all these things on social media about our young people just colliding at one time. It's the environment. Some of us live in high crime areas. This is all we see. This is all we know. And it's real world consequences that are colliding at the same time. We didn't ask to be born. We didn't ask to come here. We had no control over that. We can't help that we was born in Inglewood. We can't help that we was born on the west side. We can't help that we was born in the Wild Hundreds. We can't help that. We have no control over that. And that's real talk. And I want to educate my audience tonight, this afternoon, whenever you guys may be listening and looking at it. In the last couple of days, We got so many people that have been shot. So many people have been shot. We had a shooting early this morning or late last night, but I'm going to put it up on the screen and I'm going to show you. But see, this is our problem, people. I'm going to show y'all something. This is what I want to show y'all. This is who we blame it on right here. We blame it on Mayor Brandon right there. You see that face right there? Mayor Brandon is responsible for all this violence that we say that's going on. And I totally disagree with that. Now, he has some accountability, but police can't be everywhere. Yes, we're short of officers. We are that. We definitely are that. We're short. But this mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, has been blamed for all Chicago violence. He's been blamed for saying that violence is down. He's been blamed for the teen trends. He's been blamed for the police shooting. He's been blamed for it. Oh, Martin, it sounds like you talking, taking up for him. No, I'm just telling the truth, shame to death.
I love being black.
But I love being black. Y'all know me.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
And for those of you just tuning in, let me say something to you. I want to say something to you. The screen look black there. Lighten it up a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all. Make sure it's lightened up a little bit. Here we go, right there. Right about that. Right there. Let's see. Right there. I think that's it. Okay. Now, I want to say this. We talked about tonight that it's three things that bring us. It's the environment. We did talk about that. Social media have a great part of what we're trying to bring out tonight. And these consequences. Our young people are off the chain, if I may use that terminology. They're going wild. We love our young people. They are a reflection of the adults. That's what it is. Now, many of you probably going to disagree with me tonight, and that's okay. There's going to be a whole lot of times you're going to disagree with Martin Johnson. And it's going to be a whole lot of times when I'm right. And it might be a whole lot of times when I'm not right. I'm not afraid to say it. But tonight I've done my homework. And see, this is the reason why we're here right now. One of the reasons why we're here. Right here. Hyde Park takeover. Come on now, people. Now, every parent, every concerned parent, you should know where your sons and daughters are, especially on Friday, April the 14th, whenever that day is. Let me see what April 14th is. Make sure you get right. It might not be on a Friday. Today is the 12th. That's 2 more days from here. 13th. That's Monday. That's Tuesday. At 5:30 p.m. A teen trend. Tuesday. But now let me say this. Now the young people are clever now. They will have it going one way and be going to another way. Now listen, y'all, don't get mad at me what I'm about to say. I was holding a group session with a lot of young people. And so I asked a question to the young people. I said, well, who is behind all this planning and all this? And the young lady, I believe she's about 17 years of age, she said it's a lot of those little party promoters, little gay boys, that's what she said, that be putting these flyers out. This is exactly what she said now. Now, I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, putting this stuff out right here. Now, whoever is putting these flyers out, let me just say something to you. Anytime a person attend these 10 trainings, you're being held responsible. You're the cause of it. You are the cause of it. If a person gets shot at a teen takeover, you're the cause of it. You're the root cause of it. See, they don't talk about that. See, a lot of promoters, young promoters, are behind the teen takeovers. They are behind it. You are causing havoc on social media in these communities. That's what you're doing. You're misleading some young folks. You say, well, Martin, we all ain't on looting and tearing up stuff and all that. We just want to have a little fun. But guess what? There are those that come down there, meeting up, that want to fight. And I'm not talking about necessarily with some fists and hands. They want to shoot with some guns. And to my young folks that's at teen takeovers, guess what? This is not a video game. This is not a joke. At least with a video game, you could hit the restart button or the reset button and start all over again. Young person, if you go down to a teen takeover and shoot somebody or delete someone, you cannot take that back. You have robbed somebody of their life. You have made the fun out of the 10 trend go down the drain, made look bad. It may be a good thing if you guys can come together, don't beat nobody up, no stealing, no destroying no property, walking on top of people's cars, dancing on top of the bus, the police cars. Be civilized. What you do. Real talk. And see, a lot of these teen trends extends into the neighborhood, into these communities. We got all these social media lip boxers. Now they wear what you call the Puchachi mask, Pushachi mask or whatever. You think don't nobody recognize you. Somebody talk to me tonight. I'm talking sense tonight. I'm telling you something that you probably never heard. I'm talking tonight. I'm talking tonight, people. This is real. This is real. Now, I want to show my listening audience something. And this is not about no clickbait or anything. Now, we're talking about the teen takeovers. We're talking about the Redline. We're talking about the gunshot violence in the community. A lot of this stems from the environment, also social media. I want to put up on the screen here. I'm going to put some things up here on the screen so we can check some things out. That's what I want to do. Let me start right here. Now, look at here. On the screen right here. Right here. In the 7th district. Person shot. 6628 honorary. Beat. A summary. A male 28 years old, sustained a gunshot wounds to the arm, the foot, and was taken to UFC hospital in good condition. Now, this is real. Now, I'm not making this up. This is real. This is real. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. All right. Now, this has happened over there on 66 in Walcott. Now, it says the incident happened. There were a total of 3 victims. Victim 2, male 1, 16 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the neck and is in critical condition at the UFC hospital. Victim 3, male 1, 40 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the hip and is in good condition at UFC hospital. Now let's find out about the other male. All right, let me put this up here. Okay, that ain't the one we want. Let me see. That ain't the one I want. Not that one either. Not that one. Let's see. Not that one. We're gonna come back to these, but I'm looking for one. Okay, not that one. We got a lot of them, people. A lot of them. A lot of them. Not that one. Let's see if it's that one. Okay. Not. Oh, there it is. This is male 1. The first male was shot. Got wound to the arm and the foot. 66 honorary. See, people, this is real. This is real. But we're gonna start from the top, and let's talk about these gunshot victims. Now, 83rd and Kingston. All right. Date and time, April the 12th. Delay reporting due to subject self-transportation to UFC was uncooperative. A male 1, 46 years old, sustained a gunshot wound through the groin and to the foot and self-transported. So this is real. All right. Remember these addresses, 83rd and Kingston. All right. Let's go to the next one. We got another one right here. 80th and Morgan, which is fresh. This just happened. That was on April 11th. Now here I got victim 1. Let's see. Victim 1. Female, 24 years old, sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the back and to the chest and was taken to the University of Chicago condition. In critical condition. She's been pronounced. Victim 2, a male 1, 36 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the stomach and was taken to Christ Hospital, fair condition. So this is what, listen, people, I'll always tell you, you got to watch the company you keep. All right, let's go to the next one. This is real. I'm just breaking it down to y'all, people. I didn't write this. 3532 West 100th Street. All right. Now, what we got here? An adult female sustained a gunshot wound to the shoulder and was taken to the University of Chicago Hospital in serious condition. Females are getting shot too. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. This is the same one. All right, I'm sorry I got this twice. Let's go to the next one. All right, here we go. 66 honorary. That was we've been there. We've been there already, so we can go to the next one. We've been there already. All right. 99th and Paxton. Person shot. Summary. A male, 1, 13 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the leg and was taken to Coleman Children's Hospital in good condition. 13 years old, people. These happened in the last couple of days, people. So this is nothing happened last year. This is all April. All April. All right. Let's go to the next one. What we have here? All right, 39th and King Drive. Now, I believe this happened on the bus, April the 10th. A female, 37 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the left leg and was taken to the University of Chicago in good condition. Man, females on here. All right, 6144 South Carpenter. This April the 9th. A 17-year-old gunshot wound to the head and was taken to the University of Chicago in good condition. So I believe this was a graze right here. So thank God that he lived. Thank God. All right. 9700 Commercial Avenue. This is April the 8th. A male. All right. Right here. 24 years old. I think it's, okay, there may be multiple people. Hold on. Sustained a gunshot wound to the chest and the abdomen. I think he shot 4 times. Okay. Gunshot wound to the chest and to the abdomen. And self-transported to Trinity Hospital in critical condition. Wow. All right. All right, I think I read these about 66 in Walcott. Let's see. 66 in Honorary. Male 1. 28 years old, sustained a gunshot wound to the arm and the foot and was taken to the University of Chicago. Now, people, this is real. Now, this is not fake believe. This is not clickbait. This is real. Social media and the environment has a lot to do, and parenting, a lot to do with what's going on in our community. This is real. This is not fake, people. This is real. This is not fake at all. I'm not making this up. Redline, we got problems on the Redline. We got problems with the teen trend. We got the gunshot violence. They're all intertwined together. Real talk. This is no game. This is no plan. This is real. Now, we had some people that died this week. Now, everything that I put up on the screen was for this month of April. Real talk. So somebody have to plan for a funeral coming up this week. Somebody is going to be crying or upset already because they lost a loved one due to senseless gun violence, as I say. Real talk, people. What we gonna do? Listen, everybody is blaming Brandon Johnson. Everybody's blaming the city. They blaming the police officers. They blaming on the policymakers. That's what we're doing. I'm telling you, people, the Redline has gotten a little better. Now, we got to give it to the city. They have collaborated with different law enforcements, I believe the sheriffs and some security firms, the K9, to bring this thing to a halt. I went on the Redline last week, and I witnessed K9 officers, security, also the sheriffs. They made one arrest on 95th. I didn't get a chance to put it on the video. But they got a rule now, if you're on the platform, you have to be waiting for a train. You just cannot sit there and take up time. See, now what you're witnessing from all the videos now, all you seeing is young people locked up with their hands behind their back. And I listen, y'all know I'm not the type of guy for lock them up and throw away the key. But imagine how many people, mothers, young men that's going to work on the Redline have gotten jumped and gotten killed. We've had people that gotten killed on the Redline, people. Killed, literally killed, set on fire on the Redline, on the train. This thing is serious. So if our people, and I'm talking about people that look like me, can't conduct themselves while they're on the Redline, you leave the city no other choice but to arrest you. You say, well, Martin, it's nothing but a misdemeanor, smoking on the Redline and doing all that. It's nothing but a misdemeanor. Yeah, it is. But guess what? They can ban you from riding on the Redline through your conditions from bonding out, that you're not allowed on the Redline until you're finished your case. They can do that. I don't know if they're doing that, but they can do it. Y'all robbing people on the Redline. You selling loud on the Redline. You selling pills on the Redline. You selling switches on the Redline. And you make it bad for the people that's trying to hustle on the Redline, selling some socks and candy and towels or whatever. But you coming on the Redline, you choking people, you turning up on the Redline, You blowing you. Listen, who wants to ride on the red line and it smell like loud? And you got to go to work and your boss looking at you with weed, smell of weed on you. You said, well, Martin, it's legal. Weed ain't legal everywhere. How would you like for somebody to do a surgery on you? An eye surgery on you? They blunt it out. How would you like for somebody to do a heart surgery on you and they blunt it out? How would you like for somebody to hook you up to a dialysis machine and they blunt it out? How would you like that? I don't think you would like that. How would you like if the bus driver was blunted out? You wouldn't like that, would you? Weed is legal, but it ain't legal everywhere. You can lose your job smoking weed, smelling like weed. I'm just telling the truth. Don't get mad at the messenger. I'm just delivering the message, period. I'm not saying nothing new on here that you have never heard before. That's real talk. We talk about the red line right now. We talked about the teen trends. Now we're talking about the red line. What goes on the red line and how the city have collaborated with other officers to patrol the red line. Think about this, people. Let me just say this. Think about this. I believe their schedules are from 8 in the morning to 12 midnight. I believe that. Now, we realize that a lot of homeless people ride the trains. The trains are public. They have that right. I don't care if they're smelling, stinking, talking to themselves. They have a right to get on the public transportation. But what it is, we don't have a right to put our hands on no riding passenger at all, unless it's self-defense. You defend yourself now. And I don't be crazy now. But we're talking about passengers riding, no matter if they're intoxicated or not. That's their business. We shouldn't put our hands on them. We shouldn't talk about them. We shouldn't be talking out loud. We shouldn't even be even videoing them. Seriously. You got some people right now, they go right on the red line and they looking for some action on the red line. Listen, young men, it's just about over. It's just about over. Y'all got to give it up. The white folks done took it back now. They done took it back. All your loose squares and your loud. It's just about over on the red line and on the platforms, because they don't even want you standing on the platforms unless you're waiting on the train. And that's real talk. I walked up on 69th the other day, and I seen the officers, the sheriff officer, stumping on a blunt. They took it from a young person. Couldn't be no more than 17, 18. They took it and just smashed it up, stepping on it. That's what they did. And he was looking crazy. Now, by right, they could either do two things or both. They could have wrote him a ticket or arrest him. Really could have. So my thing is, people, don't talk about the police being a slave catcher when you on a train whooping people, going in their pockets, smoking blunts, selling loud, selling loose cigarettes on the train, and being disruptive and fighting on the train. Then when the police come on there, now you want to crack on the police. Something wrong with you. Most people that get on the train, they have a destination. And some of them are going to work, they're going to school, or they're trying to get back home, trying to find a job. Some of them even are homeless. They don't need you to violate their space that they're on. Well, Mark, you just don't know. They be throwing up and they stink and they talking to themselves. Go to the next train then. They have a right to be on the train. Real talk. You don't have no right to put your hand on nobody at all because you don't like the way they look or how they smell or they're intoxicated. You have no business robbing people on the train. That's not right. Period. And to my young ladies, shame on you. Shame on you, young ladies. I see more ladies into it than men. Young men, it's the ladies. Where's the class at, ladies? Young, beautiful ladies. And you fighting with all that masculine energy, fighting. Do you know that you could lose your life on the red line, females? It ever happened. I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, and I can't remember, on 47th Street on the red line, this guy stabbed a woman up. He killed her. And people was videoing, didn't try to help and say anything. They had their cameras up. And he was fighting that woman, stabbed that woman up. And people was videoing it. It was all over the social media. Nobody tried to intervene. Nobody said nothing. It was just a show. That's all it was. And that was wrong, people. That was wrong. Now, we're talking about the red line if you just came in now. Now, they taking it back. They're taking it back. They're trying to get it back together so you can go back to work and get back on the red line and feel safe again without somebody smoking loud, without somebody coming through the thing, talking about loose squares and all that, switches and all that type of stuff. They trying to get it back. They got tight security. I went on there with a couple of co-workers, colleagues of mine, and we rode the train. I think I got a little video. I'll put it on my page if you guys want to go see it. But it's the social media, the environment. It is. When you see the teen trends, who do you see? Females, young females thinking it's cute. Now, when you read the headlines of a lot of gunshot victims, who losing their life? The females. It's the females. And I told you females over and over. I don't care how cute you are, how long your extensions are, or how your fingernails look or your eyebrows are arched. Listen, when that shooter shoots, he ain't trying to see none of that. None of it. Whoever you with, that's who gets it. And most of the females, they be so naive, they don't even know to run. They don't even know to run. They would a shooter. They would a shooter and don't even know it. Or pretend like they don't know it. And you know, trust me, young ladies, if you get caught with a shooter, do you think that they're going to just run up to you and tell you to duck or move over? They're going to shoot both of y'all. And most of the time, y'all already know who gets away. It's the man. It's the male. It's always the female that's getting shot to die with 5 babies, 3 babies, 2 babies. No insurance at all. At all. And there you go. We got balloon releases. T-shirts with a face on it, with wings and all that. They said, well, Martin, you coming down hard on the women. I sure I am. Because you got no business in men business. You ain't got no business holding no guns for no men. You ain't got no business driving no car where they doing drive-by shoots. You ain't got no business doing none of that. You're going to break your mama heart if something happened to you. And you leaving those little small children. You know what, young lady, if you really love yourself and love your children, I read on some of you guys' profile, my children are my everything. If they are truly your everything, if they're your rock, why not protect them? Well, Martin, when I'm out in the street, I have my children that they're their father's house or my mother's house or their other grandmother's house. I'm talking about protection, staying out of harm's way. You know what go on in these 10 trends. You know what go on when you ride around with these shooters. You know what go on when you be in these drill videos. You know what go on. You are a marked woman. There's a video going around right now of a young lady, and she's grown, explaining to people that she didn't set this particular guy up. Now, I don't know if she did or she didn't do it. It's not none of my business, and I'm not going to point no fingers at her. Who I am to judge. But that's a terrible thing, people, for somebody to point the finger, especially at a woman, and say that you set a man up. That's a terrible thing. And I pray that it's not true. She tried to clear her name up. I listened to some of it for a little while, but I don't know all their language out here, the young folks' language. So, young people, parents, we're going to have to make a decision what is it that we really want. We don't want our children in jail, but we want everybody else's children in jail, but we don't want ours in jail. What is it that we want? Real talk. What is it that we really want? Do we want to ride the red line in peace, or do we love this violence? I'm coming to find out, y'all, some of these grown folks down with all this violence. You know your son kills people. You know it. You know it. His clothes that you wash told you that he killed people. His keys that he have on his key ring, the key fob, told you that he's out there carjacking and stealing cars. The gun that you found in his room or stash in the house somewhere in the basement tells you that he's about that life. You say, well, Martin, he could just have a gun just to be protecting himself. And you guess what? You're right. He's right. But guess what? Tell your son that if he take a life, this is not no video game. And I believe in self-defense. I believe in guns. But self-defense. I don't believe that a person should shoot another person because you cut him off in traffic or you looked at him a certain way or over some social media beef. People, we're trying to reduce the gunshot violence in the community. That's what we're trying to do, people. Help me do that. Parents, help me do that. Mentors, help me do that. Politicians, help me do that. Content creators, help me reduce gunshot violence in our community. Grandmamas, foster mamas, help me. I'm asking you, I'm begging you. Help us to reduce gunshot violence in our community. Help us. Help me. CVIs out there, community violence intervention. Help us to stop gunshot violence. Help us. Please. Aren't you tired of slow singing and flower bringing? Aren't you tired of all these balloon releases? Aren't you tired of all this social media beef? Aren't you tired of the drill videos claiming that they killed such and such? They got their lick back? Now, let me help you out right now. There's somebody right now, some young person, male or female, that's just purchased a gun, whether it's brand new or used, or hot or cold, whatever you want to say. They're ready to test it out on somebody that look exactly like them. All they waiting on is one negative reaction. I'm waiting on that Martin now. Let him say something to me. Let him mention my name on social media. I got him. I'm coming looking for him. It's on when I see him right on spot, on site. You can hear them young folks talking now. Now, I'm going to pop me a pill, and man, I'm going to turn into Superman. Drink me some lean, smoke me a couple of blunts, and I'm going to go wait for him. This is what we seeing. Folks are waiting. Listen, people, this real. Now, for those of you who came in late, I put it up on the screen. I showed you at least 4 or 5 shootings. 4 or 5 shootings that happened this month, this week. Young folks, women being shot and died. Telling you, it's no joke. Now, young people, y'all gonna have to find another way, better way to have some fun. Because running on top of people's cars in Hyde Park, now y'all go back over in Hyde Park and see what, and play with them white folks if you want to and see what's gonna happen with one of y'all. Y'all gonna be calling the crime chaser. This shot one of the guys. This shot one of the guys. He wasn't even doing nothing. He shouldn't even been in the area. Now, y'all gone over in Hyde Park if you want to and think you're going to pull that stunt what you pulled about a week ago, run on top of people's cars, run up and down the street, ain't nothing going to happen. Oh, they waiting for you this time. Trust me. And them little gay promoters that's putting all them flyers out that I've been told, the blood is going to be on your hand, on your conscience. I'm telling you. You're like a dope dealer that put some bad drugs in the community and somebody used the drugs, you sell them drugs, and they die. You said, well, Martin, I didn't tell them to use it. They came to me. They asked me for it. But go on, continue to put out some of those takeover flyers, and one of these young people gets shot and killed, guess what? It's going to be your fault. Because you started and listen, you going to be held accountable for that death. Trust me. Or that person that got hurt or shot. All because of you in the name of fun. Trust me. Why can't you get together and do some homework? Get together and help us out of this racist society. Young people, you guys are our warriors. You guys are fearless. You don't fear nothing. You don't even fear God. You don't fear your parents. You don't fear the police. You don't fear nobody. But I'm here to warn you a little bit. The scripture said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I want to tell you, I don't care where you go, young people. If you go to someone else's house, they got rules you got to follow. When you play basketball, there are rules. When you play football, there are rules. When you play pool, there are rules that you have to abide by. When you go to school, there are rules that you have to abide by. We're not living in a society where there are no laws at all. This is not a lawless society where you could just, if you think it, you can do it. You will be held accountable for it. But I'm going to tell any parent out there, don't call me when your son or daughter get gunned down and they knew better. I'm not standing with that. I'm not standing with it. I love helping victims. I love helping family victims. But as a parent, as a grandparent, we have to be on our youngsters. We have to be on them. Our young people need some hugs. They need their butt whooped. They need some discipline. That's what they need. They need some consequences. They need some of that nice, nasty love. Nice, nasty love. That's what they need. Period. And parents, I don't even know how you let some of your teenagers come out of the house and what they're wearing. I don't understand that. I see little bitty girls dressing up like grown folks, clothes on them like somebody painted on them so tight. Oh, I see it. Don't act like, oh, Mark, you must be a pervert. You look. No. You are the pervert, the parent. You allow your daughter to flaunt her body in the public. You're the one is sick. I don't even blame the daughters. I blame the parents because you allow your daughter to come out like that. Real talk. You allow your son to dress up like a woman. You allow that. Lipstick, fingernail polish, all that. You allow it. You know what? And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get off here. Oh, I know the numbers gonna go down because I'm talking about. I'm hitting some points. But I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. I got to tell it. I got to tell it. Parents, we got to do better. Parents, it starts at home first. Chicago public schools are not a baby, is not a babysitting agency. It's a learning institution where you send your sons and your daughters there to learn. Get involved. Help them with the homework. Get them a tutor. Keep them busy. Get involved. Know who your child teacher. Know them. This is sad, people. But I got to tell our people, I love my people. Anybody that call themselves my friend and don't tell me the truth because they're afraid of hurting my feelings, that's not a true friend. That's real talk. He's a get along, go along. Period. Or she is. This real, people. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. I ain't been on here a while. Listen. I'm talking real sense tonight. And for those that came in late, make sure you go back and revisit this and comment. And if you think I'm telling the truth, put truth in the comments. Say truth. Or put T in there if you can't spell it. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Say truth. I'm speaking truth tonight. It's not the police job to be your father. It's not the school teacher job to be your mother or your father. You have a mother. You have a father. Real talk. Man, I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I'm going in tonight. It's real talk. Young people, quit destroying our community. We're going to look up, we ain't going to have nothing. Nothing. Real talk. All right, people, y'all already know what it is.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I'm glad I got y'all attention. All right, people, I'm gone. I thank you so much. Share the video. This is real. And I'm like the Dr. Charles G. Hayes said, I'll run before I take it back, and I'll still add more to it. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.